Yo, what's going on guys, HyperX here. Welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and today I thought we'd do something a little bit different and a little bit fun, and I want to go back and re-watch and react to the new monster intros. There are of course some fantastic new and returning fights in Sunbreak, and they of course come with their own awesome ecology videos. These are always fantastic and I love seeing them for the first time. Of course this is not going to be a first time reaction because I've already seen them. Instead I want to go back and kind of rewatch them with you guys, like how you go back and rewatch some of your favourite anime episodes with your homies. I want to go back and talk about some of the cool ones. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know what your favourite ecology video was in Sunbreak, and of course do be sure to check out the other content we've been uploading because we've got tons of stuff for you to watch. But let's kick things off with Daimyo Hermitaur. Honestly, I was super happy to see this guy back. He might not be the toughest of fights, but I've got some fond memories of this guy. Also, I love it whenever the cutscenes have the cats in it. It's just like this. Monster Hunter's always had this really cool, kind of quirky humour to it, and whenever you sort of have the palicos as part of some of these ecology scenes, they are hella awesome. I think they kind of do them as well in these sort of monsters that might not be as frightening. Like, it's not a Rajang, so they kind of need to add some sort of flair to it, but yo, seeing them running away, I thought they got squashed when I first saw that, not gonna lie. I don't know how these guys consistently get out of it, but my guy passes out and they just drag him away. This cutscene was too funny. Also, I kind of like the way they started introducing these like painted intros, or sort of like almost looking like it's part of like parchment and it comes to life. This was really cool. But I like Bishaten. He was of course introduced in Rise, already a cool monster. My guy throws fruit at you. He's all about that 5 a day. But then when this guy rolls up, oh, this Blood Orange Bishaten is actually a really cool fight as well. He's a low tier monster, but he'll low key mess you up if you don't if you're not ready for it. See when he's just dashing pine cones like crazy. It wasn't just 2, it was like this almost kind of reminds me of one of those Worms intros. If any of you guys played the Worms games and they just start getting crazy with weapons, it definitely had that kind of vibe to it. Also, why is he laughing when they're burning? This guy'd be crazy. Next up was Garangolm. Of course, this is kind of one of the ones where they showed part of this in the trailers, so we've sort of seen this one. But I like this. My guy is so big, and he's got all the kind of... It's like that sort of cool thing where he's this huge, like, destructive force, yet all the creatures kind of just, like, walk all over him. Have any of you guys actually noticed when you fight Garangolm, he's got a flower on his butt? Like, he's just sort of the nature creature, but he is hella cool. Basically just like a heavily armoured Rajang. I'm liking this guy a lot, and like his intro just like really does a good job of sort of showing his sense of scale, because when you first fight him, he is huge. Alright, next up. This one was a cool one, actually. This one, like, seeing this guy back, this is one of those ones, again, similar sort of thing to Daimyo. Haven't fought him for a while, and, like, seeing him back, Shogun Ceanataur was always kind of, like, back in the Freedom Unite days, oh, I remember he used to give me some trouble at first. This was back when I was a Monster Hunter noob, and slowly learning the control of this guy. I died many a time on this, but honestly, like, the cutscene makes him look hella lethal. Like, the Ludroth just gets wiped out, and then he just looks at his homies. He's like, hey, you're next. Also, he's kind of weird as well. When he, like, if you guys fight him in game, especially now you've got the increased visuals, when you break his shell off, all I'm saying is the thing at the back, it looks hella weird. Go check it out next time you fight him and report back in the comments. This is another one that I was sort of happy to see. Like, even though some people might say, you know, some of the subspecies, like, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I would obviously always prefer brand new monsters over subspecies, but Somnacanth was such a cool monster, probably one of my favourite monsters introduced in Rise. So when we had like a variant this time around, but not a variant, a subspecies, should I say. I was always happy to see that, kind of giving you a chance to sort of fight these monsters at a higher level. Honestly, like, just the when you see something like Somnacanth, I'm also like questioning why can we not have Lagiacrus, because he's technically still kind of got that Leviathan style skeleton. But yeah, this one I do still prefer the sleep version, to be honest, because sleep is just a hella cool thing. But the actual cinematic for this guy makes him look really, really cool, kind of like that sort of apex predator of the snowy region when he's up on the mountain. Although, speaking of true apex predators on the snowy mountains, we do have to talk about Lunagaron. Yo, this guy is menacing. They do a good job of sort of making him just look hella menacing from the beginning, just like those sort of blood red fangs, the way he kind of walks in all like ominous, like he's definitely hella cool. And when you fight him in the game, honestly, when he goes into rage mode and he drastically changes, we're so used to monsters that will just, I don't know, like, they'll get spikes, they'll get more aggressive, but the fact that he actually changes stance and stands on his hind legs, obviously, it's the whole werewolf thing. And yeah, this cutscene was cool. I'll tell you right now, I'm probably going to say Rise X far too many times in this intro, despite the fact he's called Astalos, but this guy, honestly, he did like he was a really welcome addition in Sunbreak. Like the vibrancy, the color palette and everything really does make this guy shine. And his intro, like, ooh, that lightning, just this moment here. Anytime they do the slow motion thing, where he just grabs him and pulverizes him to the ground, that was brutal. And you can kind of see all that like bright green lightning just showing how cool this guy is. Honestly, he's definitely one of the coolest Fated 4. He is one that's been slept on for such a long time. Seeing him back, like, it's finally his time to shine. This cutscene was funny. When this first started playing and I was playing with the squad, it just looks like a summoning circle down there. It looks like Seregios has just laid down his scales in this little circle, just sort of summoning the aliens. And like, that was cool. Like the way they just like rained down the spikes. Seregios has always been one of those monsters, like, he's super cool, but he wasn't really in my particular favourite roster, so to speak. But the way they do, like, this cutscene does a really good job of kind of just showing like how dominant he actually is. And like, yeah, when he was just raining down scales and just like knocking anything out the sky, that's kind of brutal. Then we had Magma Almudron. This one, honestly, was actually pretty cool. Like, this is a monster that I really liked when it was introduced in Rise in terms of design, in terms of armor, lots of things like that. I will say, after a little while, farming him got a little bit annoying, but Magma Almudron is a really, really cool subspecies. When you fight him, he's actually got some really cool new moves, not to the point where it's just like a fiery version. Like, he's actually got some things that give him some serious spectacle, and I feel like his sort of ecology intro kind of sort of teased that up quite nicely. The way he's just sort of coming out of the ground, it really does make him look like hella like daunting. You know, he's like one of those monsters that in the past you look at and you're like, you know, he's cool, but he's not that scary. But when you sort of see him coming out of the lava like that, this guy just looks demonic. However, now we're getting on to one of my favourite new cutscenes. This guy, Espinas. Again, I feel like my excitement for this monster was probably amplified by the fact that I just hadn't fought him before. But I like how this guy is just napping all the time. I feel like he shares my energy. Your boy wants to nap all day long, and so does Espinas. Even to the point where when you're in a fight, you walk up to him, hit him a few times, and he still just doesn't move. He's like, excuse me, I'm still napping right now. But then, when you wake him up, oh, you know things gonna be bad. Naga's like, I walked into the wrong part of town, basically. Alright, this one was one of the most hyped ones. Again, I kind of wish this wasn't shown in the trailers. Like, I spoke about this recently in a podcast with Rurakan, but like, I definitely wish there were fewer monsters shown before the game came out, because honestly, when this first dropped, like, if I hadn't seen this in the trailer, this would have been the most hyped thing. Like, Goss had jump in and you're like, okay, cool, maybe they're showing off a new monster, a new subspecies, and then Gore just comes in. Oh my gosh, the way he enters is so brutal. And like, you know, the way the sort of mist creeps in first, that's such an anime thing as well. The way he grabbed his hand, he's like, no, you. Right, I'm sorry. Like, I like Goshalag. He's a cool monster, but he stands no chance there. Rakna-Kadaki, Pyre Rakna-Kadaki, no less. This, you know what? This intro, this ecology scene is actually really cool. Like, the way it sort of brings back the spider, as if you think at first, you're like, you know, Pyre Rakna-Kadaki cares about its offspring. It's about to be eaten by a Volvidon. It rescues it. You're like, yeah, this is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. And then it does this. You're like, all right, cool. It's deployed its minions. Surely it's gonna, you know, just like take them down, then rescue them. No. It's gonna send out fire and blow him up. This is one of those ones again that kind of, I feel like we almost saw like almost the whole ecology before the game even came out, so this one wasn't as much of a surprise, but it is still really cool. Like, Malzeno was a fantastic new flagship. I like the sort of vampiric Dracula feel to it, and anything that kind of just like puts Rathalos in its place and like shows it that it is not the boss. Like, look, right, Rathalos is the mascot of Monster Hunter, but I've seen it so many times, so when he gets completely obliterated, it's kind of cool. I think the thing I like about this ecology scene more so are just the shots, like a lot of the sort of, you know, dark skies, moon in the background, a lot of this sort of Dracula imagery. It's just really cool. It's a nicely shot intro for sure. This next one though, this was cool, and this was actually a surprise. Fortunately, we were playing the game thanks to Capcom like ahead of time, and the trailer hadn't dropped yet, so I didn't even know Shagaru was in the game. And when this happens, like, ooh, the way he's just hovering in the sky is already ominous. But the next bit, what happens afterwards, is just, how is my guy gonna grab Seregios with one hand? No, not even two hands. He's just like, no, you know what? You are nothing to me. We've just seen Seregios making a mockery of Rathian in the Seregios video, and now this guy grabs him with one hand. And then when those explosions of the light beams come in, oh, that is like an anime intro right there. Alright, before we move any further, I am of course going to jump into the final boss for the next ecology video. So if you do not want to see this one, now would be the point to exit the video. I even only titled it Final Boss, didn't put the name in it, so you don't see it in the chapters, just to try and protect you guys. But if you want to see it, let's go. Garangolm. This guy, honestly, this is probably one of my favourite final boss fights in a long time in Monster Hunter. Like, I wasn't too fussed, I wasn't too keen on the whole, like, Ibushi Nawa thing in Rise. This guy, though, oh my gosh. I mean, I know we're just talking about the ecology intro right for now, for the time being, and this guy looks hella menacing. But yo, the fight, ooh, the fight was so cool. Although this guy's hands do look hella big, like to the point where I feel like they got the scale wrong. But yeah, he's, I like the sort of red glowing crystals. I mean, I like anything that's red. This guy was cool, like super unexpected as well. Like, I hadn't seen him up until this point, hadn't even seen the tease in the trailer. So when he crawled up the ground, ooh. Alright, I feel like I'm going to be a bit biased on this one. Your boy is a Rajang fanboy, alright? I like apes, gorillas, monkeys, all that kind of thing. And anytime Rajang has a cutscene, I like it. They just always make him look crazy. I mean, if you think about the world one, when he quite literally, like Furious Rajang, snapped the horn of a Kirin. I was interested to see how they're going to top that this time around. I'm not sure whether they top it per se, but yo, fighting Kushala, anytime Kushala gets beaten down, I'm happy with it, because yo, Kushala is a pain to fight. And when the lightning comes in, ooh! That part there as well, that part is the insane part. Like, Kushala's like, you know what, maybe I'm out. And then he looks up and Rajang is like, yeah, I'm up here. That's right. Still kind of wish that we saw him like absolutely obliterate Kushala, but you can imagine what happens next. And then the final one, Scorned Magnamalo, unlocked at Master Rank 100. Oh, this was such a cool... Like, if you guys caught our gameplay, we had a live reaction to this cutscene, so if you want to see my live reaction, check that out, I'll link it down below. This guy is cool. Like, I've always liked Magnamalo design-wise, but this one, woo, with the sort of slashed eye, hella ominous. I think they chose sort of a good opponent as well. The sort of opposing colours between like the purple and the blue on Zenoga makes for like a really cool visual spectacle in this intro. But some of the cool stuff is about to happen. the dragon explosion is nuts, but then the sort of glowing blades, like you can just tell he's powered up for something lethal. And then he hits him with a nothing personal. Like that. Whew, that scene, that has got to be one of my favourite intros. Period. So there we have it, a sort of rundown on the 17 new Ecology intros that they showed in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Let me know in the comments down below which one is your favourite. Again, if you guys have missed some of our recent videos, you can check out one of these ones on screen, and stay tuned for plenty more Sunbreak.